through as much. On the gutters are the fascia and the side. On top of it. Notice this fence is all pushed to the side and bent. It started to pop itself out from there. There's where let's get out of the shadow. But like right there is where it used to sit, where it's shiny. This cap has pushed its way out. The red bud is just completely pressing against it and shoving it out and breaking the fence. It's making it so our gate doesn't close, so it's got a big wound there, and it's in between the house here, these fences. So she was gonna have to redo the fence or take the trees out. So she took the trees out. So red bud is all over everything. Heading up. Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of this little situation we found ourselves in here. This is I would say probably 75 to 80 foot sweet gum tree. It is extremely tall and skinny. And if I was put into, I feel like this is the tree I would be if I was a tree. But normal cases, I would probably just set up some solo rigging setup off of a span rigging and be able to just rig down, at least take manhandle the majority of them. But there's probably 6 or 7, maybe let's say 5 to 10 limbs that I'm not going to be able to really do that with, and the drop zone is much too small down there. There's a bunch of little obstacles to miss. If it bounces and hits either fence, I'm screwed. So it's like I'm making do with what I got here. And a lot of times, if you're somebody who finds themselves and you don't have someone to rope for you, or you're in a pinch, this technique is absolutely amazing and can be the saving grace of the job. The ability to be able to cut a limb, if you're a stickler for the two-handed on a saw at all times, this allows you to keep both hands on the saw, cut the branch, hang it, put the saw up, then
we're pretty much at
throw the branch.
I'll send this top and hang it here in a little bit. We'll go down here and do these. Then we'll be doing wood. So click you guys off and I'll click you back in because I gotta turn the camera upside down.
Alright, so for a little more context to this and, you know, info, I'm running the Rope Runner Pro. Huge shout out to Greg Brown. Greg's the reason I have this. This is a gift from Greg, and just check Greg out. There's just nothing I can really do to ever pay Greg back. He's been so good to me, but I'm still getting familiar with this, and I feel safer with it, and it seems to not grab as bad when it's in DRT. So I'm running a DRT here, but I have a small short rope, and I've already put a knot in the base of it because I don't want to take a chance in it running out. But this climbing setup right here kind of gave me trouble all day when I tried to run it in SRT. It was very jumpy, but I think that is, you know, after talking to some of you guys in the comment section, some of you let me know that, you know, it's very rope specific, and I've switched up the rope here. This is a much older rope. It's pretty malleable now and isn't as stiff as the other rope that I had been using it on, and I think it's just a couple like millimeters, but that could be, or a couple point of a millimeter, but that could be enough to make it to where it's really grabbing too hard now. So here I'm doing like you would when you speed line. I'm just setting up a couple so you can see how this works. It's just really nice. Longer straps are a little better. You don't have to make your cuts so close to the anchor points and so close to the straps. These shorter straps, you do take a chance in nicking them or having it rip and like maybe even slip off. So if you can get yourself a little longer straps, they work a little better for this, but you have to remember that branch is gonna lay down the length of the branch plus however long the strap and the slack that you have in the strap. So this is just the easiest setup and way that I've ever really been able to do solo work. Even just cutting and chucking, a lot of times I'm taking, you can see right there, that's a purple strap, much longer, and I actually think I anchor it to me. Yeah, I clipped that one off of me, cut it and hang it, then unclip it off of me, throw it down. There's a lot of different ways you can do the dog leash technique, and just so people know, the name dog leash technique comes from how it was originally done. I call it that because the original thing that I used to do this with was like a dog leash. It was very similar, just an old strap, and this was when I was very first climbing and cutting and stuff. So I used this technique a lot when I ran bucket trucks and out of a bucket. So yeah, it allowed me to stay two hands and on the saw at all times, which is safer. So this is a very efficient technique, and you're allowed, you can really take your time, and when you're doing cut and chuck, a lot of times you can really twist your back up or hurt a shoulder. This is much more user friendly, and in my opinion is the way to go. But you know, a lot of this is preference too. So you can see down there that drop zone is very small, and after it gets full I gotta chuck wood down, and I'm worried that the wood's gonna bounce, and if it even touches that plastic fence, it's destroyed. the house is sticking out there at the corner of the main house to this addition, so I have to watch that corner. There's a little Japanese maple right below this tree, so I can't throw there, and there's the fence, and it's like little flower beds on the beginning of the fence, so just no room. But I'm gonna let you guys get back to watching the video. I'm about to go up here to the top, and you can experience what it's like to ride on one of these noodles when you hang a top on it. So it's always thrilling.
This one, and then the top. I'm working. If you want to come over here, okay. I'm at the house where we took the ivy, the next door to it. You know which one I'm talking about? We just took a sweet gum down for him. Okay. All right, I'll see you in a few. All right, bye. Way up here. Okay, so here's what we got. I'm gonna put a notch, send it. Basically, this is the top we got left. We're just gonna hang it and take the ride. So there's my notch. There's the strap. I'll hook it right below it. Send it. Put you guys right here so you can feel the shake.
So I'm sure if you're somebody who doesn't do tree work and stuff, you'll wonder why would they put the notch before they put the strap on? Same way with rigging. This allows you to position the strap so that it's up in front of the notch. That way you're cutting away from the strap always. So I put the notch there, and then I turn the strap around and put it in front of the notch. Makes everything nice.
Here we go. Damn thing came and hit me right on my gaffs. Knocked my gaffs out. But that's why I'm so tied in. I know he's gonna take a hell of a shake. So process this thing while we're sitting here.
So another little interjection. This camera has a balancing system in it that balances it out, so that shake didn't look like much. So another advantage for this technique is that you can hang a much larger limb and then shrink it down by taking smaller sections of it and process them while it hangs there. So sometimes when you can't get out to something or reach it, you can use this technique.
So Jake finally called. So I don't know if there'll be anything for him to do when he gets here or not, but I tried. So yeah, just working my way down, taking chunks of wood. May switch to SRT. Maybe I can spar work this thing down in chunks. Yeah. Alright, so I'll put your helmet cam and we'll just do that.
So there's quite a few advantages to using a little prune saw like this. The tree being so tall and skinny, I knew I didn't need a whole lot of horsepower, so the 200 wasn't necessary. And plus I was going to be making some real fine little cuts, needing to just like a little laser, and that's kind of what this saw is, this Stihl 150. I gotta shout out my guy Mike Frizzell. Haven't seen you in a while. Talked to him not too long ago, a couple messages back and forth, but missing Mike. Hope he's doing alright. But he's the reason I have this saw. This saw feels really nice for being able to get that extra stretch out of it and make quick cuts. So that 1/4 inch chain here, you'll notice instead of making snap cuts the whole way through, which are hard on the body and stuff, I'm just able to pass the saw through each cut, throw that chunk down, and I just repeat that process as I go. But we're still seeing if we can beat Jake, and haven't seen him yet, so we may. So my drop zone down there is getting pretty full. There's quite a few chunks, and the concern now is for ricochet. I don't want to throw a chunk down and then bounce off one of the other chunks and go shoot. So gotta be very particular and precise with the throw down on these instead of just kind of chucking them off. And at some point here I get a little more precise. I don't know exactly when, if it's this cut or the next one, but it's coming. So you kind of notice every once in a while the chain gets stuck in the guides of the bar. That's just the compression of the piece smashing down on it, kind of putting it in line, and it gets pinched there for a little bit. So you just kind of have to run the blade forward and kind of give it a little help. Sometimes it gets sawdust packed in there, and it's after so many cuts it just kind of starts to do it. So that's the reason that every once in a while I'll pull the claw out of the cut and kind of give it a little help. Yeah. So I still haven't figured out how I managed to do this here, but somehow my carabiner got up over one of the pins, and I couldn't. I don't know how this all got wadded up like this, but it took me quite a bit and a few cuss words to get through it. But bear with me here, and we'll finish this thing up and get to the ground. But yeah, Jake may beat us all because of this.
236, the shorter one. So just FYI, I did lose the last clip to this of the finished product of everything, so video does kind of cut off a bit abrupt, but I want to thank everybody for watching, and I'll catch you again on the next one. Stay safe. Only thing that's left, you just got to throw like the sticks on the pile and then leave the wood piled up right back here. Okay. Ain't really nothing for you to do on this one, but I have one to go look at right after this.
Okay.
So maybe we can make up for it. Okay, so the fence is almost grown into this. What I did is I took some wedges, I beat one onto one side, one onto the other, and separated it a little bit.